Okay, and that's the one that you need. So I'm giving that link to you as a bit.ly link so that you can do anything you want with it. And I see that people already started check. Okay, from Fremont, California, and Hawaii. Nice. And Poland. So for you, it is indeed not good morning, but good evening. And that is the link. So for those, especially for those people who are new today, the format is like that. That's the folder that you need. That's the description of what we have been doing. We've been doing it for about a couple years. I'll remind you that it all started when I taught one of the Hugging Face courses, well before ChatGPT. And I just thought, why don't I start telling people about that? And it grew. It grew. After that, we had ChatGPT coming to the fore, and after that, there was non-stop. So here you can see what we're going to talk about. And before, you can see what we did talk about. If you sign up, there is a recording. There is also a recording anyway. So if you go to Elephant Scale here and you click on webinars, then you will see that there are all the recordings every time. And it says that May 17 is when we are going to have the next one, and it's right here. But I think that if you click here, you will see all the previous recordings, and the previous was 10. That's correct. Okay, so wonderful. That's what we have done, and to establish the expectations, what we're going to do is we'll talk about the news, the AI news, and about a couple more courses. It's amazing, but Andrew Ng published 2 courses this week and 2 courses last week. And just a minute ago, I got a new email, so I thought, if there are another 2 courses this week, then I will not be able to even process that. But no, these were the 2 courses that he announced this week. That's what we'll talk about. But then I'll chat about everything that's going on and, you know, other sundry items of interest. So welcome everybody, and we'll start. Starting from AI News, I will be based on Andrew Ng's newsletter, but I will not pay attention to everything that he does, because whatever is important for him is not maybe important for us. So right here, that's the newsletter. But, you know, and there is a big thing. And here I am just talking about little things. I'm picking up, oh, okay, so what's special is that I will try everything. Everything that's coming up, I will try. If there is an interesting initiative, maybe I will apply the code, maybe I'll download. That's the kind of thing. So the most important thing that Andrew points out is that there is an amazing progress in AI, in the sense that, look, everybody joins to improve their LLM. Google says you can send 1 million to 2 million tokens. What does it mean? That means that as part of your context, you're saying, this is the background to my question. So you can send 1 million tokens. I approximately translated as words, except that there are about 1.5 token per word. But 1 million or 2 million words to start the conversation. And that is the similar trend that everybody shows. I think the current limit of GPT is 100,000 or a bit more that you can send it. And that all means that practically those who are implementing it today, their best practices will change. Now, will it change in the sense that you will not need anything? If you can send a very long question, do you even need the architecture, the most popular today's architecture called the RAG? The RAG is translated or explained as retrieval augmented architecture, and that doesn't tell you anything. I will put that RAG here. I will say that RAG. is retrieval augmented generation. So let's look at this term because it's not obvious. That means that in this architecture, you will first supply the important documents to ChatGPT, and then you will ask your question. If you go to regular ChatGPT here, let's go to the regular ChatGPT to make it very clear. Okay, then you can first of all say hello. And usually it gives you a list of questions that you can ask. And that I don't see today, but I don't personally use that. Instead, you can click on that and supply it a document. So let's look, maybe try that. We're giving it a document. That's what we talk about. Kind of summarize that, right? Misspelling are okay. It understands that. And it read it, and then it says what it thinks. So that's the idea. That's the background, the context, as they call it. And you can do it already. But going back, if you can supply 1,000,000 tokens in the input, do you even need this retrieval augmented architecture? The one which I just said what it means. So the common consensus today is that you still need it. Because even though you can supply 1,000,000 tokens, you cannot supply 1,000 documents. You can supply one document maybe. Also because there are documents that you don't want to supply. At least you don't want to give them all complete to ChatGPT or to Google or to any other model. Now, if you look at the different models, Gemini from Google and Claude from, I forgot what the company, but they all go to increased capabilities. Nevertheless, you still need the architecture. You still need the complicated approaches. That's what we're coming to. So the mega prompt, they call it a very long prompt, a mega prompt. And I think that's pretty much what was interesting. He also announced 2 new courses, which I will show you today. So that is good enough about the news. But now let's go further right here. And let's look at the new courses that he announced. One is built-in multimodal search and RAG. RAG is a familiar term. We just explained it. And then multi-agent systems and crew AI. So that's, to me, a lot. 2 new courses every week. That's amazing. But in any case, let's open them. And this time I need to stop sharing and reshare with the voice. So I'm sharing again. And clicking on share sound. And now this time, if I listen to something, you will also hear that. So let us do a little introduction. Multimodal search simply means that you can search in documents and in movies and in text. Now, of course, you could do it separately. You could search in just a picture. You could search in just a movie. But then you think, okay, I want to combine it. How do I do it? Well, they will tell you that they have built a framework, and in that framework, you can search everything together. Great. So we will look at how they did it. And the other course kind of goes along because on this one, they talk about how you may take multiple actions. Let's say you search for lions, but you also want to compare to something else. So that is where multi-agent will come in. Okay, let's open. Since the introduction is short and it's from the authors, I think I'll just play the introduction and then we will discuss. Let's go.
Welcome to this short course, Building Multimodal Search and RAG, built in partnership with Weaviate. RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation Systems, provide an LLM with context that includes information about your proprietary data and ask the LLM to use that context when generating its response. A common way to build RAG applications is to use a vector database to store your text document embeddings. Then, given a query, you retrieve relevant information from the vector database and add that as text context to your prompt. But what if the context you want includes an image of a presentation, or is an audio clip, or maybe even video? This course teaches you the technical details behind implementing RAG with such multimodal data. A first key step is to find a way to compute embeddings so that data on related topics are embedded similarly, independently of modality. For example, a text about a lion and an image that shows a lion and a video or an audio of a lion roaring should be embedded close to each other so that the query about lions can retrieve all of this data. In other words, we want the embedding of concepts to be modality independent. You learn how this is done through a process called contrastive learning in the next video. After you've set a multimodal retrieval model, you're going to use it to retrieve the context related to a user's query. So you can now build a multimodal search app where an image of a lion can be used to retrieve video, audio, and text related to that image. Now, if you have a generative model that supports multimodal inputs, you can use the retrieve results as a context and provide it to the model to ask it to respond to the query based on the relevant multimodal contextual information. I'm thrilled that our instructor for this course, Sebastian, is here to explain how multimodal apps work under the hood. Sebastian is head of developer relations at Weaviate, and he's an expert in vector databases who's worked on developer relations for over a decade. In fact, his full-time job is to help developers like you build successfully with vector databases.
Okay, so he will tell us that he is very excited. That is the standard script that they use. There are a couple ways to do that. So first, you go here, you can click on that, and if you're clicking on that and don't yet have an account, let me do this. So I want to edit link, copy that here, and go to an anonymous window. Or better yet, just open another browser. Okay, and now I want, being unknown to them, I want to enroll for free, for example, because they all free. They are all part of the beta program. By now, it's more than 40 courses, still all free. So you might be interested in everything, Weaviate or the company itself. Or so you say it wants my account. Okay, let's say I sign up with maybe whatever I do, it will take some time, but you see, you need to just provide who you are. That's what they do right now, and then you will see the whole course. So, Johnson, I have allowed you to talk, and you're asking about how to sign up for the new training course described in the previous session. So, if it is the previous session here, then I was then talking about Google and Vertex, right? Do you mean this one or do you mean some other course?
Can you hear me?
You're saying yes, Vertex, right?
The one that you arranged with like from the basic to the one that you said you organize some free training. I heard it like two to three sessions or 2 to 3 weeks ago.
Do you remember what the subject of training was?
is just general ML and cover quite a bit of different topics.
Well, first of all, let's look at the top. That's the major links, and the one you want is this, called Learning Path. We want to open it every time anyway, so I'm opening that. And what you see then is a very long list of courses. By now it's almost 42. It doesn't start from 0, so it's 41 maybe. But all of these courses, with just a few exceptions, are free. So if you want to sign up for any one of these, I showed you, you take that link, you go on and just sign up for free. Am I answering your question?
Am I asking for specifically the one that you said you're preparing? It cover quite a bit of material from the basic to the more advanced.
Oh, well, yes, I did promise a few things, but I'm trying to see, not that I promise all the time, but I did promise at least 2 different ones. So that's why I'm trying to. So are you interested in any one of these? Of course, they open. Just start. If you're interested in any specific question, well, write to me. But if you want, for example, one of the courses that I taught, and I said, hey, I'll give you the slides, for example, if it was, let's go. If it was the Google, the Vertex course that I taught, then I can give you an account, you know, the account on Quick Labs, and you will be doing that. So it will be kind of guided. I think you mean that maybe it's the course where I said, well, this is what I want you to learn in order that you would be, I'm not hiring, unfortunately, not yet, but would be hired by me, so to say, or by any great other company. Is that what you mean, Johnson?
Might be let me review your recording and then I should take it to get back to you more specific. I
Okay.
kind of hidden this.
Yes, right. I think what I should do is I should announce some course, of course, free. Knowledge is free nowadays, and but it will be supervised. It won't be recorded. It will be, I'll be giving you a portion of knowledge every week, and you'll be following that and doing some exercises, and then you'll have to trust me that that is a good thing to learn. Would that work?
I see, yeah.
Okay, so let's
would,
do
yeah.
this. Okay, because I think I have it in mind. And a few people who are coming once in a while, they're asking, well, so where do I start? And I'm giving them this long list, but maybe that list is itself intimidating. So we should do this. We should announce a course. I'll leave it empty for now, but we should do something each week and do exercises. Okay, so it will be kind of a supervised learning experience. Okay, Visnavata or Vishnavata. Can you post the URL, please? I'm on mobile. I can first of all post this URL. It's our program of what we're doing. And I don't have this other URL that would be a course, but that will come. Okay, we'll find out through trial and error what would be something very useful. You come here, guys. Thank you for that. And how can I give you something? First of all, find out what you really want and then give it. So we'll talk about that. But meanwhile, so let's come back to this course. And the way you learn these courses, okay, is by going step by step. When you go to the next, let's say we go here, that's an interesting thing, and some of them come with interesting pictures. Well, you start by listening.
In this lesson, you will learn.
But then you immediately stop that, and you can now download the notebook. So download it like that, and then here you are. Now that's your course, even though it started its life as free and an offering that's in beta and maybe will disappear. And anyway, it works only in the environment. So if you're in the environment, then you need to well, they have installed that. You can right away start from that and it will work. Then you go to the next line and that will work here. But this is too much magic. What you really need is download the course to your computer, run it there, make sure that it works. And that will be step number 2, because listening to that is step number 1, and you get the nice feeling that you listen to it, but not that you can run it on your own. You see, it works already because they have already created the key. What you need to do, and I'm talking about the first course, multimodal search. They have very nice pictures there. You will enjoy. There's a lion roaring, and they explain that it's not really roaring, it's silent, but your mind adds roaring. So how can we add it to the AI? That's the kind of thing that they want to do. So first step is for you to download that. I have done it for our repo. If you click on that link, you will see here I have downloaded that. All of them are here. And then when you want to run it, let's try that. You open a command line. You go to this project. In my case, this is all under OpenAI Labs. You also set up your environment. So you say Conda, activate OpenAI, which is your environment, which you set. So you have by now to be a little bit conversant with Conda, with the environment. And after that, you say Jupyter Lab, and it will start all these labs. So if you go through that, you have a feeling that you know now how to run the lab, at least in your local environment. Then you can convert it to the first proof of concept for yourself. And that is what they're talking about. So you can open any one of those notebooks that I downloaded from them, and I'm almost certain it will not run. Because if you just run it like that, now it's a comment. I'm supposed to run that, but I didn't. So therefore, right here, it should break. If I haven't imported everything. For example, no module touch vision. So good, you go back, you import this touch vision, or you just look it up here. So I have to import all of that. So you copy that, you go back, you kill it, and then you install all these missing elements. I want to show you that if you do that, it will then run without a problem. And maybe I did wrong to keep the exclamation point in the beginning. And now I can start Jupyter again. But now I have already installed the needed packages. So I go back to abbreviate the first line. Again, do all the steps as prescribed. But now I expect much better results. So what is missing? Storage Vision still not installed, but that's because I probably didn't do the exclamation point remove. All right, what I wanted to show is that that's the next step. That next step I have not even done because you see that it's not working. Nevertheless, my plan for next week is to go deeper and show you how you actually install it. So next time we'll be talking about, again, some news, but that will go deeper. No, deeper levels, not really understanding. Okay. That's what we will do next time. This time, however, I wanted to show you this other course, multi-agent, and what it is about. For that, I even have a couple slides. So let me show you those slides here. And it's plagiarizing because I took the pictures from them. But I'm open about that. Let me show you. Okay, now that is Crew AI. And it's because they're building crews of agents. What is it for? So well, that's requires a little preface. Crews of agents, that means that yes, you are talking to AI. And that gives you tremendous power. I'll be back to that, an example of this power. But talking to AI means that you're sitting in front of your computer and you're saying, give that, do this, and so on. And unless you're there, who is going to drive the whole process? Now here, in traditional software development, it's pretty clear what to do. You know, you will be getting input text and you will be parsing that to understand what it means. And I'm in a real project where I process forms. The people give me forms, they are text, but different formats. So you're trying to use regular expressions. That all follows this approach. You transform your text and then you prepare an output and then you get paid. Let's put it this way. And that only gives you 60–70% the accuracy. And that accuracy is really terrible because you need 95% accuracy, for example, for translations. That's a number that everybody would agree. And that's why AI changes the world. Here we are. Now you can provide text in any format because it's smart enough, this AI. It will figure out all the transforms for you, but keep in mind, it is any text that you can be processing, even if it is a form. But sometimes the police officers just cross out the section. How do you program that? Or it may come in different wording, or it may be OCR, optical character recognition process, and then some letters are missing. So altogether, we're in the new world. Traditional developments of software was very structured, but never got real smart or never got real good results. And the AI development is unstructured. It's all that you will tell it. Once you see it doesn't come out well, you say, change this or change that, change the format. And then you can also change how you transform and how you output results. You can say, just give me JSON. It will look beautiful. You can connect it to the other parts of the system. But for that, you need agents. You need different ways of talking to LLM. That's where it comes. And in the traditional way, for example, let's say you're processing data about the website visitors. So you get a lead, you do something with it, and you need all the rules about what you do with it. The new way comes the agent. You have multiple software components that know how to do research. Let's say comes the lead, but you tell them, go research that company and tell me about this lead, right? Or compare to other companies, compare, make a score. Why should I care about this lead? Or prepare points that I should discuss maybe. Well, that is what Crew AI is for. And now we can go and listen to them, look a bit at what notebooks they give us, and that is right here. Let's listen to the new course, Multi-AI Agent System with Crew AI.
Welcome to Multi-AI Agent Systems with Crew AI, built in partnership with Crew AI and taught by its founder and CEO, Joe Mora. I think AI agent workflows will be a key driver of AI progress in the near term. Multi-agent workflows let you break down a complex task into subtasks that can be executed by agents, each of which plays a particular defined role. For example, if your goal is to get a research report written, the roles might be researcher, writer, and fact checker. Or if you want to get a website built, perhaps the roles could be a web designer, software engineer, and testing engineer. I've really enjoyed using Crew AI myself, and I'm delighted that its creator, Joe, is teaching this course. Joe had created Crew AI when he needed a tool to build better agents to help him write LinkedIn posts, and he has a lot of experience designing workflows for collections of agents to execute.
Thanks, Andrew. Really, I'm excited to work with you and your team. And this is...
Yeah, I told you he's excited. But the real difference between wonderful Andrew, Annie, and me is that I'm here to answer your questions. So here's the course. There will be the same course in that form in a local repository. And let's go back here. And you asked me about this foundational model Danube, which I have not done. So let's move it right here back. But continuing with this course is that multi-agents, and it's something, so we need to continue with that also, but we need to put it in our report because we have so much to do. And I will tell you about what I'm doing, which practical problems I'm seeing, and that will be this practice session. I will call it here in the practice session. Oh, practice. It will be AI advisor, AI tutor. That's what it is. So that is practical life. That's what's going on in my life. And Amazon wants more use cases. So they did this. I'm trying to do it like that. Okay. They paired us with the implementer, and that implementer is going to design a system that will listen to our course and our slides, and then ask the students questions about what have they learned in this course. The students in turn will be able to clarify their points that were left unclear, that maybe they started applying that knowledge in their life and then something unclear. And they will be fed exactly our slides, exactly our lecture. So we hope it will be great. Okay, sounds nice. We had the kickoff. The team is implementing that. And one very important thing that I saw is that, well, the team is partnering with AWS, and they know how to implement all that. They can listen to our recording, they can read the slides, and then they can do a summary. That's the standard thing. That's what everybody does. What is really interesting is that, well, it should be a smart summarizer, not just send this to ChatGPT, or in their case, they're going to use their own model. One of the other foundation models that they partner with. Okay. No, I said that's not the most important part, guys. And we started yesterday. So the most important, the question should be smart. I tried to toy with this idea years ago when AI didn't exist. And all my teachers that I know, they said, I asked such a question that I immediately know what does the student really know and what he doesn't, and what he understands, what he doesn't. So that is the real trick. Well, that wasn't easy. But they have to challenge. I only made sure that when they build the system, that's how Amazon works. And by the way, if you want to do something, you can get in touch with Amazon. I'm trying everything. I'm getting in touch with everything just to see. And what you can do is suggest your use case. Back to our use case, AI tutor should help doing pre-training, maybe post-training, and we should have open a place where we will put a different way to talk to the model. Right now, what they want is just push all the slides and they say summarize it. Of course, but who needs that? What you need is exactly those two courses that I'm showing you. Because you will be looking in the slides, and in the slides there are lots of pictures. Pictures are a problem. AI today doesn't understand them. So you need this approach. You need built-in multimodal search. And then you will need RAG because you will need to give it the background. And then it will not work because it will be too simplistic. At that point, you turn on the multi-AI agents. So there will be an agent who is very smart about asking tricky questions. Another which is very good about knowing the content of the course and providing guidance. Well, all I ask them to do is to make sure that that place where they stick in the model, we have control over that. In the end, we will have control over the complete code. That's part of the agreement. But guys, when you build it, don't just hard code a choice of model and that's it. No, give us a place to put it in. Now, why am I talking about this? That's because I wanted to show you real practical problems that come up all the time and explain why you need not that, but this, right? Well, so start your journey, guys. If you're interested in all of that, it looks very easy. Anybody can talk to ChatGPT and see that it's amazing. But as you can see, when you want real practical results, something that will be very useful in your life, you might need any one of these solutions. Every one of them answers a particular need. I would say it's similar to the world of art. You are creating an interesting book. So in one Russian recent books, there was a team of writers. Team of writers doesn't really work in literature, but that was a futuristic book. So when there were erotic scenes, you could hear a specific voice. All that guy does is write erotic scenes and uses the same language. So that is the same thing that I'm saying here. You see that it's a special area. For example, pair programming, or for example, multiple images and multimedia. So all of that has been developed. All of that is the approach is listed here. And it's good to run through the course. All of the courses is maybe too much, but start with one. So that gives me the idea that that's kind of what I should announce next week. Right now, I will stop sharing, put myself on mute, and wait for the questions. So stop sharing, put myself on mute, Okay, but if there are no questions, we'll do that. We'll come next time. I'll show you what is interesting, what's going on, and instead of you learning all these courses, you'll get a summary of each new course, what it does, what it allows you to do, how it solves some specific problem. So, Shuba, can you post the links, please? Okay, let me do this. Let me first of all give you the link to the complete contents. It's right here. I'm giving you the bit.ly link here, and I'm giving that to you here. And I hope that's what you wanted. And that link has all the other links. Let me share the screen back. Okay, and at the top, it has my information. It has the webinar folder, all documents that we refer to, they all found here. So if you click here, it will open a pretty big folder with all of the documents to which we refer from our major chat. And after that, you can open the learning path. After that, there will be announcement of the courses. So far, that's the first initiative like that. It's a special problem that we have. I'm not running the courses themselves. Sometimes I do that, but here I want to do self-learning step by step for people to get a little bit comfortable with AI. So that's coming up. Now I have a chat here. And that says thank you. All right, guys. So everybody have a great weekend, and I hope to talk to you next week.